Alright, so the 2023-24 NHL season is coming close to an end, and the playoff race in the East is actually pretty interesting. Now, this is a video about who will take the final playoff spots in general, but just because the the West is just not as close as the East is, and it looks like the West is just pretty much set right now. I don't think much will change there. Um, with the Stars, Avs, Jets, and Predators, then the Nucks, Oilers, Knights, and Kings. So there's just no reason to really talk about it. So I'm just gonna go straight to the East, where there's actually a pretty interesting race, really for the final wild card spot. Um, the race, it's really between the Caps, Flyers, Red Wings, but um, the Islanders and Devils are still trying to get in on it and are still trying to contend. So let's just go with um the current picture is actually Bruins Flyers, Panthers Leafs, Canes Capitals, Rangers Lightning. So it's actually going to look like a pretty good first round, even for the Western side too. But really, the Capitals and maybe even the Flyers spot is what's up for grabs right now. The Capitals currently sit third in the Metro, and the Flyers are now fourth in the Metro, and the Capitals have 2 games on the Flyers. But the Islanders also have 2 games on the Flyers with 5 less points than them. So the Islanders could make a little bit of a run here too for that final spot. The Devils sit 6 points behind the Flyers. So and only with 1 game on hand, I don't think they can do much. But let's just get to the Devils. So the Devils have 8 games remaining. They play the Penguins, Rangers, Senators, Predators. They play the Leafs twice. Then they play Flyers, Islanders. I don't think the Devils are going to make it. I think that they're the least likely to make it on this list. Um, just because the numbers too, really. So the Penguins, I think that could be a toss-up game. The Devils, Rangers, probably Rangers are taking that. Probably a win against the Senators. Probably a loss against the Preds. So it looks like out of the 8 games left, they might only get 10 points out of the 16 they can get. That's just not going to be enough for them to make the playoffs. I think that the teams ahead of them are better. They've been plagued by injury this year. And I think that that's just really what's holding the Devils back. Now, the Islanders, with 9 games left, actually have a couple of easier games here. They play the Jackets, Blackhawks, the Canadians, and then the Penguins, with how they've looked this season, might be an easier game. They also do play the Devils, but they play the Rangers twice. So if I'm the Islanders, you're looking at probably getting 12 out of the 18 points you can get here. Um, Probably wins against the um, Blackhawks, Blue Jackets, then Penguins, Devils, Canadians. Those are probably teams you can beat too. The other teams are a bit more of a toss-up, and I don't think that the Islanders are going to make it. They're just such a kind of mediocre team here, and the Red Wings is really interesting to talk about though. With 8 games remaining, they currently sit. I think that they're the first team out right now. Yes, they're the first team out of the playoffs right now. They have 8 games left, and they could potentially jump the Flyers here. They're only 2 points behind the Flyers, and the Red Wings could really make a run for it. They do have a couple of harder games coming up. The Rangers, Leafs, Capitals. Capitals have actually somehow turned it on in this last month and a half here. So it's been fun to watch them try to compete. Also playing the Lightning. So, and I don't think the Sabres, they're a team that we could talk about. I just don't think, I mean, they're not going to make it. Um, so sorry, Sabres fans, but the Red Wings are looking at about four four tough games. Um, but then they've got 4 games. Like they play the Canadians twice, Penguins and Sabres. So out of these last couple games, I think the Red Wings could come up with 10 or 12 points here, assuming that they do take one of those games against one of those tougher teams. And that put them just over 90 points on the year. So I think that the Red Wings do have a shot at making it here. But the Flyers have 7 games remaining, and with one of those only being against a really tough team, and that's the Rangers. Other than that, they play the Islanders, who, yeah, it's going to be a fight, but they're not the best team in the league right now or anything like that. But the Jackets, Sabres, Canadiens, Devils, and Capitals is going to be a tougher team too with how they've been playing. But really, I think the Flyers should still make it here. They're probably going to take home another 10 points this year. And that's really all they need to be able to make it. So just with 5 games, that should be pretty easy wins for them. I don't think the Flyers are too worried now. And moving to the Capitals, who have really just risen up the playoff standings, just the standings in general, I guess. But with 9 games remaining here, they currently sit at 82 points. They have the Sabres, Penguins, Senators, Sabres, which those are all favorable games there. So that's 4 games that they could potentially win. But they do have the Hurricanes. Red Wings is going to be a tougher game. Lightning, Bruins, and Flyers as well, which the Flyers could be a game that they take here too, fighting with them. But it's just going to be interesting to see how the playoffs go. I think that if another team does sneak in, it will be the Red Wings, and I think if one of the current teams falls out, it'll probably be the Capitals, just because they've gotten really hot recently, and that's just, you know, could fall off. But at the same time, maybe they just keep up this momentum like what the Predators have been doing. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed this little looking ahead to the playoffs. And I believe the playoff picture is going to have just what it currently is. But if there is a team to fall out, it'll probably be the Flyers. Well, probably be the Capitals, like I said earlier. Maybe the Flyers. And it'll be the Red Wings there instead. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys come again for another video.